Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today we are doing our monthly chat. We're doing the greenhouse chat today because it is the end of January and it is a rainy day here at the nursery.
Rainy 2 days and more rain to come tomorrow.
Yes, but it's warm. It feels like April, not late January, and it's weird.
It does really feel like April this morning. It was 60 degrees when we got up. It's kind of humid and sticky.
Yeah.
Greenhouses feel a little humid.
It has that great greenhouse smell though.
It does.
Yeah.
Fresh potting soil, nice mix.
Babies are growing.
Yes, they're all doing really well. Came through and checked them this morning.
Yep.
So, yeah, everything in here that you see is for the online store.
Yep.
Yep.
And we'll get into all that. We've got questions about that. So what this is a very informal chat between Jerry and I. Nothing is scripted, and we're going to give you updates on things that are happening here at the nursery, things that are coming, events that are coming. And then we're going to dive into some of your viewer questions. And I just go through and just pull questions. A lot of the ones that I see repeated a couple of times, I will specifically choose those. Jerry doesn't know what they are. It's not anything like, controversial or anything. But this is just a great way to answer your questions in a very candid manner because it's sometimes hard to answer in depth on the computer.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, let's do some updates here at the nursery. Obviously, we are into January. We talked about that. We have gotten already a load of perennials that we're growing. Our first round of annuals. More are coming.
Yeah, more are coming this coming week.
Yes.
So that'll be week 5 for us. So yeah, we went through over 10,000.
Almost 11.
Yeah, almost 11,000 annuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was, as far as our planned orders, was one of the smallest orders.
Right.
Yeah. So they're just going to get bigger and better from here on out, but very exciting. It's hard to believe that we're already back here growing plants again.
Yeah, I mean, we've been so busy with the new greenhouse, the new projects, everything going up, and we just go right into growing. There was really no break, and it's hard to believe that we're here.
2 months flies by a lot.
Yes. So, in several weeks, we'll have the garden center open.
Yep, we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
I got that as a question.
All right. And
Yep.
then, so we're pumping away right now on small projects. Kind of organizing this morning a little bit. They're
It's a good rainy day activity.
yeah. So, and
Someone
there goes my phone.
Jerry is like the king of phones and
Clemson, South Carolina.
Ooh.
I should maybe answer
maybe it's
that.
Dabo.
Maybe it's that. Dabo could be giving me the call.
He could.
We're going to Clemson.
We're going to Clemson. Creekside Nursery in Clemson, South Carolina. He would go in a heartbeat. Goodbye, Dallas. Anyway, so there is a lot of fun things happening. Obviously, we are gearing up for the garden center to open. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But lots of fun things are happening, like online and with online sales and the website. So for those of you that have been following us, we, back in the fall, revamped our website completely. We've got an amazing team that is in charge of that and just doing a wonderful job. But we keep adding things to the website. So go check out, it's really easy, gardeningwithcreekside.com. What just went live this morning is we now are going to be offering the birdhouses that you see us have here at the retail garden center.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people asking for those, so it's just taken us a little bit of time to get around to it with everything else going on.
So they arrived, the website is live, so you can go order those. We'll get them shipped out to you. They just arrived this morning. They're still in their boxes, so we can take them out of one box and put them in another box and send them to you. I will say too, when I was going through the inventory and trying to decide what to offer online, it's really hard because it's kind of like unique stone. There's so many great products and come in a bunch of different colors. So we're just kind of testing the waters. If you see something that you would like and maybe it's out of stock, it'll say, notify me when back in stock, and we'll add more. So just know, you may look at it and go, well, you don't have very many, you don't have 10 of the same exact birdhouse, right? Just know we're trying to get our feet wet and so that I can understand what the consumer wants. But they are there. They are great birdhouses. They're beautiful and functional. The birds love them.
Yep.
Yep. So,
And then goes my phone. Jerry doesn't know what they are. Maybe it's that. Dabo could be giving me the call. We're going to Clemson. We're going to Clemson. Good bye, Dallas. Anyway, so there is a lot of fun things happening. Obviously, we are gearing up for the garden center to open. So they are just going to get bigger and better from here on out. So
So that is live. And then what we have been working on, we've always wanted to do this, and the team made it happen. If you go to our homepage, there will be underneath kind of like a subcategory up at the tippy top. It'll say events calendar. If you click on that events calendar, that is going to be a real live, updated, constantly changing calendar of events that are things going to be happening here at the garden center. So right now we've been working on, it's been a goal to have like a food truck, a different food truck here every Saturday. So we have that calendar of events so you can see exactly what food truck's going to be here. You can click on it. It'll take you directly to their social media page so you can kind of get a feel for what those food trucks are, and lots of different varieties. And so that is there. And we have a big announcement coming up.
We do have a big announcement coming up.
Huge announcement coming up.
Yeah.
But not today.
For us, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big
deal.
deal.
For us or for anybody, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So that will be coming February the 1st. I think that's...
Be paying attention to Gardening with Creekside on YouTube.
Right. So if you're not subscribed to YouTube, go and subscribe. It's completely free. Hit the little notification, like the little bell. Hit that. That way when we publish a video, you will get notified. But I think is February 1st, is that a Wednesday?
I'm not sure.
Let's look at the calendar real quick. But February the 1st, excuse me, that is a Thursday. So next Thursday, we are going to make a huge announcement for something that we have been dreaming of for years. And we're finally in a place, both staff-wise and all sorts of different ways that we're pulling it, and we're just going to do it. And we're jumping in.
We have everything lined up and ready to go.
Yeah.
So we're ready to announce it to you and see what happens.
Yes. So it is going to be lots of fun.
Yep.
So stay tuned on Thursday, February 1st for that.
Yep.
Any other housekeeping details?
No, it's just there has been this weird issue with folks asking for a code if they.
Oh yeah.
If you're in the system, if you're
But this is online.
in the system online, and two, the website is online. It's shipping.
Right.
It's not retail.
Right.
Codes are for online.
Right.
You know, because it's two different businesses, and it's all like everything's different.
Mm-hmm.
Categories are different. Pricing can be different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's because it's online. We're shipping live plants to someone in Texas, you know?
Right. So when you go to the website, you get some options, and you'll get some pop-ups that you can sign up for our newsletter, either via email, or you can sign up for text messaging. The very first time that you sign up to receive those notifications, you're going to get a coupon code for either 15% off or 20% off. Email is 15, texting is 20. That is a one-time use code that does expire.
It does expire.
It expires, I believe, within 30 days of you getting it. So if you get that code, which we're super excited that you get that code, you need to use it in a timely fashion. Do not check out without using that code. It's just like any other website.
They can't help you if you check out without the code. It's just not possible.
Right.
So you'll have to use it on another order.
Exactly.
So those are just some housekeeping items on that end. I think that we were wanting to make sure everyone understood.
Yes.
And we do know the codes go out. We've seen the codes go out. We've tested it. We see you in the system.
Yes.
So it's either you're just missing that in an email, or you don't understand like where it comes through on the phone or the text.
Mm-hmm.
Those things have to be entered in on the website with a promo code. I mean, even some that we have special codes that we sent out, they have called back in and said they don't work. Well, they were typing in a letter that was one letter wrong.
Right,
it's not going to work.
It's case sensitive.
Yeah.
It's you got to type it in exactly. I've done that before as a consumer on a website. So just double, triple check. If you have a question about your order, the fastest way to get an answer is to email this: orders@gardeningwithcreekside.com. That is the fastest, quickest way that you're going to get a response. If it needs to have a phone call, then Mary Claire or Alyssa will follow up with you and give you a phone call and work you through that whole process. So anything that is online related, orders@gardeningwithcreekside.com, and we will very much take care of you. These are some of the common questions we get. we are not going to ship you your plants at the wrong growing zone time, right? So we're going to ship according to your growing zone. These plants in here are going to be the first round that go out. These are going to be for like my zone 10B people, right? This is not going to be for my zone 3 people. Zone 3, you are cold and you are covered in snow.
That could be in here too. You know,
well, they could, but I'm just saying as a general looking at it.
Yeah, it's not necessarily all.
Right, we ship by zone. We ship with the warmest to the coldest. We are not going to ship you plants, whether it's an annual, perennial, or a shrub, when it's 20 below and you got 6 feet of snow on the ground. All right, so just know that we're going to take care of you. And then just another common question is, of course, the online store is just like any other online store. You just can pay like with a credit card. We do not accept checks, so you can't like submit your order and then send in a check. You have to pay online at that time when you check out.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, any questions? Who do we email? orders@gardeningwithcreekside.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we just repeat that because we just want to make sure that you understand that, send it to that email, because then they've been trained to take care of those.
Yeah, and I will say too, they are the shipping people. They're the ones that take care of that. So while I love your comments on social media, that is not the place to ask me a question about your order, because I do
it's try. Gonna get lost.
It's going to get lost, and I try to respond to just about every comment on social media. But please, and if you have a question, my response is going to be that, and if I see it, it's going to be, please email orders@gardeningwithcreekside.com. So social media is not the appropriate place to ask questions about your order, because I may not see it. I don't have all the details about your specific
honestly,
order.
like, Jenny can be filming a video and taking a break from a video and grab her phone and see some of your comments, which is great, and she wants to respond to them, then she goes right back to the video.
Right.
A question about your order, which is very important,
right,
needs to go to the customer service team.
Right.
So anyway.
And they have all the details. I can get the details, but it's much faster to go straight to them.
Go to some questions.
Okay. All right, going to questions. Now, when we do these questions, the viewer questions, I start with our channel members. So if you are a channel member, what that means is that you are paying a monthly fee to be a member of Gardening with Creekside. So my channel members, they get top dibs on getting their questions answered. If you are interested in doing that or want to support Creekside Nursery, on our homepage, as far as the YouTube, it'll say join. You can click on that and it'll walk you through. So we're going to hit these people first. I will also say what I've started doing is, when you're a channel member, I will publish videos early and you get to see them before they go live for the rest of the people. So if you want to get sneak peeks, you can absolutely do that by checking out and joining the membership. So our first channel member question comes from Jordan. And Jordan says, are there any current plans for roses within the signature garden? Of course, we have the Proven Winner Signature Garden, that we have the formal space, and then the outlying beds. Yes, we will have roses in the garden. They're not going to be in the confines of the formal space because that has already been planted, but we have lots of room for roses within the gardens in the signature garden.
Yeah,
so,
I think a lot of folks get that one mixed up a little bit, is understanding that the really squared out formal space is just a piece of the garden.
Right. Yeah. So roses are coming for sure. Right.
Yeah.
The whole space is his signature garden.
Yeah. It's a whole space over there is a garden. So there will be roses.
Yes, there will be roses. And then CC Marie says, Happy New Year. Hard to believe that just how much Creekside has grew, bloomed, and thrived in 2023. Are you sure the chicken coop wasn't like 3 years ago? And we all can't wait to see what 2024 has in store. So a lot has, we get this comment a lot. Not necessarily a question, but just the comment of like how much we have grown and how many projects we're constantly doing. And
yeah, I mean, it's just like this past week, we have a massive project list that we're trying to finish out. But then all of a sudden we need to go put in, you've seen the video where we put in the culvert pipe in the road. That was not on the list. Replace the plastic. These things happen when you're in a growing farm-like operation. Things will come to the top. we're not on the list.
That's right.
So there's one out there, you know, still that will come to the top as soon as weather permits.
Right.
And it will go straight to the top, and we will go get it done.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, and two, as far as, you know, as business owners, as small business owners, we're constantly looking at what can we do differently? What can we add? What can we improve? How can not only like infrastructure, but how can we make a better experience for our customers, both online, both in person? Like you have always said that as a business, if you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah.
So we definitely have been growing around here, but this is nothing new. I mean, like we literally started Creekside Nursery 18 years ago. And I say from nothing. The Lord has provided everything, but we did not inherit this business. We did not inherit infrastructure or machinery or anything. We have put blood, sweat, and tears for 18 years into this business and have grown it. So and I do appreciate all the love and support, but y'all say, oh my gosh, you've grown so much in the last X years. It's been 18 years. It's not been 2 years, it's been 18.
Yeah, it's like all the years prior to that allow us to be able to do like what we did this year. We did do a lot of projects this year, but because of past projects, we've learned how to do a lot of projects and learn how to do them in an efficient manner and get things done.
Right.
So that has a lot to do with it.
It does.
So that's what you mean.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. And then this next one comes from Althea Jackson. She says, Jenny, will you guys be selling land and sea? The online price for shipping is outrageous. I can come visit you guys and load up my husband's truck, right? Would love to visit you guys.
So yeah, just come on down. It's gonna be way cheaper for you just to come here and let's load up the truck. We can load your truck up with a lot more soil bags than we could ship you. You're not gonna be able to. It's just the way it is. It's nothing. I mean, it costs money to.
There's
ship.
no such thing as free shipping.
There's no free ship. So don't.
It may appear that way, but it's really not free.
It's not free.
But we are trying to come up with a way that because if you're in California, you're not driving to Creekside. I mean,
so
the likelihood, right?
Pay attention in the future. There may be some things on the online store, where we're able to ship land and sea out to you. Yeah.
But no, when you come here and because I literally had a fella, I think it was last year, maybe it was 2 years ago, he pulled up in his pickup truck and he said, is there a limit to how much land and sea you'll sell me? And I was like, no. And
we got the whole tractor trailer.
Yeah, I mean, we got, I think, like a couple of bags short of a pallet because that's how much we could fit in his truck. Yeah. And off he went, and he was very happy.
Give me the address and your credit card. We'll have the truck come straight to you with a tractor trailer.
That's right. You can get a tractor trailer. Was it 18 pallets?
It's 18 pallets, 75 bags per pallet.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Land and sea for life.
Not a problem.
But we do sell it by the pallet.
We do.
We have customers that buy it by the pallet.
We do.
So, there you go. All right. Next question from a channel member. First of all, I love your handle. Bloom, there it is. It's fantastic. Says, I would love more videos on combination bed ideas. Shrubs, roses, evergreens, and perennials that play well together. I'm also interested in hummingbird attracting plants, but Vermillionaire brings them all. Can it be just in the landscape? Orange plants alongside purple were recommended. The David Austin representative on a webinar with the Ruo doll, and not sure whether to place it in the ground or in a pot. Vermillionaire.
But I mean, if you could put it in the ground, it'd be great.
Yeah, it goes.
You can do both.
I have done both. Originally, I didn't know where to put it in the landscape, so I always put it in a container. Of course, the bigger the better because it's got such a vigorous root system to it. But it does great in a container or the landscape. And if you are looking to attract hummingbirds, that is my #1 plant for hummingbirds. And then, of course, it brings in honeybees and bumblebees like crazy. So that is a great option. But either way, right, you can put it in landscape or the container. So that's a great question.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, now moving on to the other questions. This comes from Marilyn. She says, I am curious. I know that you're a grower. Are you horticulturists or graduates of the School of Hard Knocks? You both know so much about growing on your stock and the plants that you put in the ground. Love your channel. I thought this was a great question.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's 18 years of learning how to do it.
Yeah, but we are not
You know,
horticulturists.
but we both have college degrees.
Right.
I have two. With most of what it takes is just knowing how to learn.
Yes.
So you go. It's the same thing. I mean, you did what you did in college, and you go start learning on your own and using the resources that are available to you, and two, just doing it. And then
Experience is the best
experience.
teacher.
I can't. You could send me email after email asking me, how to. I can give you some tips on how to get started, but you just really have to just dive in there, make some mistakes, kill some plants, and you will learn how to do it.
Right.
And you will grow leggy plants. You'll grow really nice plants. You'll grow. You'll learn how to make it look nice.
Yeah, and that's whether it is if you're going to be doing it on a professional level like we are, or if you're a home gardener. But we both have our college degrees. We're both in education. We are not horticulturists at all, as far as like an official degree.
We don't have a degree in that, but
That's
we're
what
horticulturists.
we are. He gets a little sensitive. What I mean is like we don't have a college degree in horticulture. That's my trying to make my point.
Yeah.
And you can know everything there is to know about plants, but if you can't convey that to someone else, it really does no good.
See, but truthfully, I've dealt with so many horticulturists, or state people, that a lot of times I'll know more than them. They're dealing with the annuals and the perennials and shrubs because they have gone to NC State, for instance, is a big horticultural agricultural school, and they specialize. So there's so much in every doctrine or every field. Every field, that's the better word.
It's like a doctor, right? I mean, a doctor can't be a specialist in every single part of the body.
Right.
You have the general physician, then you have the specialized. Same thing in the horticultural world.
Yeah, it's the same.
It is the same.
Yeah.
But we have had great people who do know a lot, who have poured into us and that have been, we ask questions and they answer. I would say as a general whole, the world of horticulture is a very open, honest, giving community.
It can be. Yeah.
It can be, I guess, with any community. But we've got some great people, and we've got some great people within our circle of horticulture. Maybe we do different things, but
we have some really good people in the same business with us that are close to us that I can text, and we talk back and forth and share stuff back and forth. We're in the same region with each other. Right.
So there you go. Long answer to a short question. Next one comes from Amy. Probably has already answered the question here, but it says, because we get this all the time. Like every time we're in a production greenhouse, we get this question. Will you put all the plant trays on the ground in the greenhouse, or do you have tables? Do you build tables yourself or buy them?
Yeah, they're on the ground.
And why do we grow them on the ground, and why not on tables?
We get a lot more in here on the ground than we can tables. Now, there is an advantage to tables. I mean, it's just that further up off the floor, so you can get the heat there because heat rises. For us, being here in zone 7B or 8, whatever you want to call it, I like the floor.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps everybody under control a little bit better.
It does. So we can, like in the production area, we can get so many more plants in here than if we had tables. And then we don't have to spend money on tables.
We have fancy tables where it would be almost like it would fill this whole greenhouse there. They slide.
Right.
So it's just an extra cost I think is unnecessary for us.
Right.
Really,
but then down at the retail greenhouse, obviously the plants.
Tables.
Yeah, the plants are on tables because that's the shopping area. And it's, right. So they're there. All those tables though we built. So we've built, if it's a wooden structure, we've built it.
Yeah, and if these plants need work, they come up off the floor and onto a conveyor, and we work them.
Right.
And they get work before they go down on the conveyor at that level. Once they're on the floor, they kind of hang out. We're not messing with them
too
much until we get way into the growing season.
Yes. Jill asked, when will the annuals, Supertunias, Superbells, actually be available to purchase at the retail location? Need to plan my spring visit, but don't want to come too early.
Yeah, I would say March, early March, there'll be some super petunias ready. It's already loaded with them, so we're pushing them along. They should be getting ready to get some fertilizer here pretty soon. So
I would say March into April.
yeah.
I mean, and that's again is the first round. Like that's not the only annuals we have.
We have not even gotten them or planted most of what is going to be sold down there.
Right. So if you're an early bird and you just are dying to get here and get your hands on some annuals, then I would say March into early April.
You may not see like the vast majority of them at that point.
It won't be the entire inventory for that. So, and we will do nursery tours. So once the garden center opens back up, we'll be doing nursery tours. So you will be able to see every week what those flowers look like. And so if you just pay attention to the nursery tours that come out every single week, starting in mid-February.
So we filming on Monday. It goes out on Wednesday.
Right.
You know, that's pretty much what we have Wednesday morning.
Right. And so going with that comes from Data says, I can't wait to come visit your garden center. I just recently moved to Fort Mill, South Carolina from Connecticut and been watching you all for a long time. From what I can tell, I'm not too far away. You're not. When do you reopen? So excited, Data. So we're going to reopen on February the 17th. That is a Saturday. If you go and look on the events calendar that's now live on the website, you will see that we open, and we'll be open Saturdays just for the beginning, for the first couple of weeks, because it's weather-wise and all that. So, but on opening day,
planting.
Right. So. But on opening day, February 17th, that's Saturday, we will have Bolton's food truck will be here, and then also a new one for us is Food Junkie, and they make homemade donuts. And Bolton's and Food Junkie, they're great friends, just like our industry, the food truck industry. They all know each other quite well. And so this will be a great time to come get a burger and your onion rings and maybe some chicken and dumplings, and then get you a nice fresh made hot donut from Food Junkie. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so
good.
February the 17th, and then we'll be open till mid-December. All right, next one we have from Eddie. Says, PW delivering presents? The greenhouses just fascinate me. Do you have or had pests or disease in any of your greenhouses? If so, how do you control it and keep it from spreading?
Now that's a really big question.
But the point is, and this is where he does it, but we have had issues. I mean, you're a grower. I don't care if you're growing in a greenhouse, if you're growing outside, you're gonna have issues, right?
Yeah, we've had some bugs in here. You know, the common ones. Every year you'll have aphids.
Yeah.
You might have
it's only spider mites.
Spider mites. That one there we've worked really well in here, so it's a lot of prep work.
Mm-hmm.
So we've pressure washed twice in here. The concrete has cracks in it, so we make sure we blast that out. So because if they're eggs, you blast them.
Right.
So a lot of that cures your problems from last year. So like last year I didn't have any spider mites in here. The year before I did, but we made sure we pressure washed real well.
But that's also why we use brand new pots every year.
Yeah, brand new pots.
We use brand new trays. We don't, because we've had people ask questions like, well, why don't you, like at the end of the season, like end of 2023, well, why don't you hold those over and then sell them in spring of 2024? Honey, I don't want to, because there could be bugs in there. There could be some sort of, I don't know, powder. I'm just making stuff up, powdery mildew, whatever. This is a clean, sanitized environment, and I do not want to bring anything over from last year into here. And in fact, like our kids remember it vividly. If you go to any big greenhouse grower, when we went to Pleasant View 2 years ago, when you walk in, like you have to put on like plastic gloves. You have to be sanitized, because it is a big deal, and you cannot bring in bugs or diseases into a growing environment. Yeah. They take it very, very seriously.
Yeah, thankfully, and I think that's one thing I've learned too with the Proven Winner line, is that some folks will get a lot of root disease. So I never have that problem, especially with super bells and calibricoas, because Their stuff is well tested and it's been bred out, and I never have any issues if you're growing it right. Now you can give it the issue if you grow it incorrectly,
Right.
but yeah. So those things, thankfully, we have not had. It's mainly bugs, and then it's just treatments in different areas, whether you take them out and treat them, or
It's like for aphids. It's not a and these these sides roll
are up and down.
Right, and it's for us, in North Carolina, it is not a question. Are we going to get aphids? It's when are the aphids going to come, and what do you do with them at that point?
Right.
Okay. Next question came from Nancy. I thought this was a great question too. So Nancy says, do you pinch these baby plants anytime after you plant them up so they branch, or don't you need to?
Not now. It's not not when we first plant them, though.
No. And rarely do we ever pinch them.
Rare. It could be like
later in the season.
Petunias could use it down the road a little bit, but not when we plant. Most of that's already been done.
But also as a grower, it's extremely rare that we ever use growth regulators on our plants.
Yeah,
that's where Jerry is like the master grower in the fact of he controls the growth of the plant based on, he controls the temperature. He grows on the cool side, so they're nice and tight. You control the water. You like to let them get dry and thirsty. And you control the fertilizer.
Yeah.
So when you control those three things, there's not this massive need to pinch. Now, if we're in like
once we
July,
once we get to like May almost, sometimes
on these early petunias,
the early ones, we'll have to cut them back.
Yeah.
And we take scissors and we just cut them all the way back. You've probably seen some of that, but yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was a good question though. And then Shelly asked, can I order from you from California? I don't know if that's too far away or not, but your plants always look so good. I order from Proven Winners, but sometimes the plants don't look so wonderful when they get them. Yes.
We've sent plenty of plants to California.
Yeah. So any of the 48 states, the lower 48s, we ship to.
Yeah.
So if you're in the lower 48s, we got you. And then Janice was asking about, I thought this was an interesting question. I'm just wondering why those people just don't go to their local garden centers for these plants. Why buy them online? Or don't all garden centers carry Proven Winner plants?
Yeah, most of the garden centers don't carry the Proven Winner plants. So that's why you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and
that's the problem. They want these genetics. These customers that are buying it online, they want these plants because they know these plants perform very well.
And that's why we started the online business, because there was a constant demand from you, our viewers, like, I want your plants, I want your plants, I want your plants. I can't get Proven Winner plants because there will be massive pockets within the country where they don't even have a local garden center. Clearly, we are a local garden center and we are huge fans of local garden centers. So if you have a local garden center, please go support them, right? Go become their best friends, and because we have customers like that. So go support them. However, if you have a local garden center and they don't have the Proven Winners what you want, yes, we would love to help you. And or if you just don't have a great option around you, we would love to be the ones to take care of you. So there's that. And then Patrice says, it still amazes me how much you all get accomplished, all the extra projects too, and quickly. You must have a master list somewhere to stay this organized. Who is the organizer?
So Jenny and I will sit down, she will want a list.
I'm a list girl.
Pull it out of my head. So it goes on to the paper.
Yeah.
And then we just try to do it. And then, like I said earlier, there are things that go on top of the list that come up.
Yeah. You get a fire and you got to go put that fire out.
Yeah.
Right. So Jerry is, just to kind of give you an insight into us as a couple and as business owners, Jerry is, I would say, predominantly the big picture guy. Like, he's the big dreamer, the big picture. We need to do this, this, and this. And then I tend to come in a little bit more and be like the detail person, and not the practical person, but like, okay, so this is the dream. How are we going to get it done? And finish the project before
Sometimes we have to leave a project behind and go fix the fire.
which is fine, but let's come back in a timely fashion and finish the project completely. So we
Yeah,
do
that's
work.
true.
We do work. He always has that list, like he said, in his brain. But I'm a physical. I like to see it on paper, and then we distribute that to our team so that we're all on the same page. And if Andrew has a couple hours one day and he's like, what can I do? He can go to the list. I mean, same thing for any of our people. So we try to communicate. I know we don't always do it perfectly, but we do try. And then Porky says, looking forward to all the new plants. Question, this was for me. Where did you get your beautiful winter hat? I just love it. So it has been cold here in North Carolina. I mean, we've had multiple days of 13, 15, 16 degrees, and I love the cold weather. However, I don't like to be cold. So last year I found this great lady on Etsy who I get all of her knit hats. So Etsy is definitely my new favorite place to go for unique gifts or garden art or cute hats. So I would just encourage you, go check out Etsy, and you can do just a search, and there are so many great small businesses. Now, of course, there's some stuff that comes from overseas or whatever, but there's tons of little small businesses that are on Etsy, and all of your support makes a huge difference. So go to Etsy and check them out. So stinking cute and all sorts of fun things. And then we have one question from Julia. This made me laugh. There could be a whole other channel called Laundry with Jenny. How on earth do you handle all of that?
On the laundry? Yeah, we wash it. It runs all the time.
And especially this time of year, when we are in mud season, everybody, we do our best to shake the massive amounts of dirt off before we come in the house. I try to preach, take your shoes off before you come in the house, but when you have a 13-year-old son, sometimes that doesn't always compute. But if you'll notice, I don't know if you can see, stand back just a little bit. So Jerry and Jackson, rarely will you see Jerry and Jackson working in blue jeans. It does not happen. So they have work pants that are of the darker nature. I learned early on, especially with Jackson, because he has no filter whatsoever as far as trying to stay clean. He doesn't care. So I ditched blue jeans really early on, and he wears Carhartts because the Carhartt pants tend to be more of the same color of our red clay soil. So while obviously I'll wash them, they're going to get stains, but we do laundry constantly. I use OxyClean, and I use the Tide Pods with OxyClean. So I use them together.
Yep.
And double rinse cycle. So there you go. And there's definitely work clothes, and then there are nice clothes, like church clothes. Right? Growing up, I had that. Did you have that? Did your mama separate the two? Like you had school clothes, play clothes, nice clothes?
I don't.
No? He was a city boy. I was a country girl. So we definitely had different categories of clothes. So there you go. And then we have ALW says this was when I was planting the front porch urns, right? And I had the Lenten roses and they were root bound. Yeah. They say, do we really need to break up our sweet plants? It seems so aggressive. They look so cozy and snug as a bug, all wrapped up together. And they really are growing perfectly fine without the ice pick treatment. So when I was planting the hellebores, they were very, very, very much root bound. I rarely will go through, I tend to be more on the conservative side and not break up my root balls. My mama is merciless. I mean, she can.
Yeah, like some people want to take a plant out of a pot and they feel like they got to break it up like crazy. No matter, and that could be the worst thing to do.
Right.
But when you have that type of plant that Jenny experienced,
where I literally have to cut the pot off the plant.
Has to have that done.
And why?
Because the roots are all bound in itself.
Yes.
And it's going to restrain its growth.
Right.
And and for itself to to be able to go out.
That's why they're called root bound, because the roots are so tightly wrapped up in each other, and we won't. When I break them up, I'm breaking them so then the roots start to go out away from the root ball and not just circled around each other. So when you truly have a root bound plant, that's when you do it, and it is necessary for long-term health of the plant.
Yeah.
Yep. And then DJ says, I know you guys are closed down, but do you ever take a vacation?
Yeah, I mean, Jenny and I went on a little vacation.
It was great.
Yeah. So we're ready for another one.
We need to do one like once a month.
Yeah.
It's not practical. It's not going to happen. But yeah, so Jerry and I, we always try, because we have found a good time for us is after the new year. So we'll take a trip, just the two of us, someplace warmer. This year we went to Marco Island. Loved it. It was on social media. They know that we went there. So it was great and lovely. 4 days of doing absolutely nothing. We ate too much, got all fat and sassy. It was great. And then we try in the summer to go somewhere as a family, whether it is the beach or the mountains. So we try to do that. But it is my goal for you as a viewer not to know that we're ever on vacation as far as like missing videos.
Yeah.
When we do go on vacation, that means the week or 2 weeks before I'm filming extra, so that way we can still bring you 5 videos every single week, so that you don't miss any kind of great content. So that's our goal, is to always provide 5 videos a week for you. So we get questions about having Brenna, our German Shepherd, and this comes from KP. Always a great video. I've read so many places that gardening and owning dogs don't go together. We have 2 rough collies, lassies, male and female. Even on the PW video, they said if your plant died, maybe your dog peed near it. Do you train Brenna not to pee or pee in your beds? How do you deal with owning a dog and your love for gardening? I will say one thing, I think having a female is better than a male, since they like to mark everything, which is true. But I think it goes back. Obviously, we're in the business of gardens and gardening, and this is our 2nd German Shepherd, so we knew exactly what we were getting into when we got Brenna. And we get a lot of questions about, how do I keep her out of beds? How do I keep her contained? That kind of thing. And while she's not perfect, and I'm not the perfect dog owner or the dog trainer, I think that I know a huge difference that has made in all of our lives is that Brenna and I both were signed up for obedience classes before we ever got her. So we got her at 9 weeks old. We had her for a week, and then we started doing obedience lessons when she was then 11 weeks old. And we did 2 different levels of obedience classes that she and I both went through. I needed probably more training than she did. And so from a very young age, she knows the commands. She knows what I mean when I say, place or out or easy or whatever it is that I command that I give her. Also, as far as when she was a puppy, one thing that made a huge difference is every time we took her out, she was on the leash. So we would take her to where we wanted her to go to the potty. We're blessed with tons of woods, so we would go out off the grass, because of course dog urine will cause brown spots, which drives everybody crazy. So from a very young age, I would physically take her to the spot that I wanted her to go. And now every morning we'll go potty, and I walk out and I'm like, go potty. And we walk, and she runs up in the woods and she goes to the bathroom.
Yep, she goes her. Yeah.
So training is massive, and it's never too late. But I would say if you're really serious about it, is get recommendations and talk to other people and hire a great dog trainer, and you and the dog go to training. And I think that was the last one for the day.
All right, very good.
Ending on a positive obedience training note there. All right, anything else you can think of?
I don't think so.
I mean, the rain is coming down. I don't know if y'all can hear it.
Yeah, it's been bad. I'm sure they can hear it.
You probably can hear it. We'll try to muffle it a little bit, but we're supposed to get a lot of rain tonight and again on Saturday. Hopefully nothing as bad as we did a couple weeks ago.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, because we're saturated.
Yeah.
Yes. But basically that is it. So make sure you stay tuned for February the 1st. Y'all, I'm so stinking excited about what we're going to be announcing. So exciting. A lot of fun. And we will have a special video for that. And just stay tuned. I think you're really going to enjoy it. I know we are excited about it. But yeah, we're going to try to stay dry today.
Very good.
Very good. All right. Thanks, guys. We so appreciate you. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.
Bye.